What is going on, lads? Welcome back to another video. Now what we are going to be doing today is installing some spoiler risers to the Mark II Focus ST. Now I picked them off the Car Enhancements UK website for around £20. I'll put the link in the description below so that you can watch this video and do it yourself if you haven't already. I think it will look great. I have seen a few of them at car shows. I saw a few that fall in the fairway and they look pretty sick with them on. Now it is a fairly simple thing to do. And relatively cheap as well. All you need is a socket set of some form and obviously the spoiler risers themselves. There's a pretty basic kit. I think these washers just sit over these nuts and then that obviously gives you the lift on the spoiler that we're looking for. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in just a minute, but before we go ahead with that, I just wanted to thank you all for subscribing. We just recently hit 500 subscribers, which is great. If you haven't subscribed already, consider subscribing, hit the like button if you do enjoy this video. And if it does help you at all, great. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Right, so the first thing you want to do is grab a 10mm socket and your socket spanner. And what you want to do is start loosening off these bolts here. Now there are 2 bolts on either side and you've got little clips here. These little clips just pop out with a flathead screwdriver. I'll show you how to do that in a second. And you've got the 1 bolt here and the exact same bolt on the other side of the car. Just there. Now you don't want to take those bolts off, you just want to loosen them up. In the center here, if you go behind this plastic, just pull that off, it should just clip out. There are 3 bolts. Got one located just there, one located there, and one located there as well. Now these bolts are the ones you want to take off, and you're going to be fitting the larger spacers out of the ones that are given to you in those slots there, and then replacing the bolts that are in the car currently with the bolts that are supplied in the pack. So that's the first thing we're going to want to do. What I'm going to go ahead and do is just loosen up these ones on the end, and then I'll come back to you and we'll take out the middle ones there as well. Right boys, so we've just loosened up the 2 bolts on either side that I just showed you a second ago. Now what we're going to go ahead and do, or attempt to do, is pop off these little bastards here. So from what I am told, they just pop off with a flathead screwdriver. However, I've not done it before, but there we go. Nice and easy. Ram your screwdriver in there, pop that straight off. Round to the other side, you know the score. I'll pop that there a minute just so that I don't lose it. And this one, hopefully, is just as easy. And there we go. Lovely old job. Next task you need to do is crack off these bolts in the centre here. Now, the bolt size that you need is 10mm, like I already said. But you might need a slightly extended socket for these. It looks like I can just about get in there with this one. So I'll come back to you once I've loosened these up, but essentially I just need to take these 3 bolts out here. I'll bang those out and then I'll come back to you once we actually install the risers on it in just a second. Right, so depending on what kit you went for will depend on what size your risers are. Now you do get 2 different sizes. The 3 larger ones are for the middle. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'll put both the description, both the links in the description below, so you can go ahead and buy them yourselves. Mine are the 15mm ones, so you've got 15mm and then a slightly smaller one. I don't know if that's 10 or 5, I don't know. But the smaller ones go on the outside, and then the bigger ones go in the 3 across the middle. Now, of course, you do get slightly extended bolts because you're making the distance between the spoiler and the boot further, so you need extended bolts, and they come with the kit. So you've got 5 bolts and 5 washers, even though I've only got 4. Where's that gone? I don't know. Anyway, you should have 5. So what you need to do now is essentially just grab a extended nut and a washer and the smaller riser, because what we're going to do is starting on the outside. Right, so what you need to do is just line up the holes. So you need to put the washer first of all onto there and pop that through, and then if you put the riser onto the screw there, eventually what we'll be doing is putting that on there and tying it up. However, we do need to do the other 3 middle ones, so just before I go ahead and tighten that up, I am going to do the other 3 quickly. So because we're going in the middle, you need the bigger ones. So again, put the washer on the screw, thread that through the hole which is inside the boot. and you should see it on the other end. And then with that one, just put the larger riser onto the end of the screw. Be careful not to put your spoiler too far away, because obviously you still have got your water connection there for your rear wiper. Well, in my case it's been deleted, so I'm okay. But you want to make sure you're not pushing it too far away in case you have still got it connected. Right, so I was having a little bit of difficulty reaching the centre screw and riser. So what I'm going to do is, using an Allen key set. Now this is number 5, Allen key size 5 or 5mm. What you need to do is, what I'm going to do is just tighten them up a little bit, just to get it sat, so your spoiler's not flapping around anymore, and then that way hopefully we'll be able to do the other two, and then it will just leave us with the middle one, which should make it a bit easier. Now we'll go ahead and do that. I'll keep you updated with the centre one, but we're just going to repeat the process that I've done here on the other side, and then I'll come back to you once I've done that, and we'll have a look at putting the middle one on as well. Right, so I've managed to get the middle one on. Now the order I've done it in is I've gone right to left. I found that the easiest so far. You can go left to right obviously, or do the 3 middle ones and do the last ones, or the edge ones last. With the middle one I did have to grab a second pair of hands very kindly by the missus, but you can see just in there that we have got it on, and I'm just going to install the other ones now. Now the other ones are a bit closer to me, so I should be able to do those relatively easily. And then what we need to do is just tighten up the bolts, put it all back together, and have a look at how sexy it's going to look. But let's just do the last two now, and then I'll come back to you and keep you posted as and when shit happens. Right, so now all 5 screws are on, or bolts are on. What I'm going to do now is just go ahead and tighten them all up. Make sure they're on securely, because obviously your spoiler is an integral part to the car and aerodynamically active as I walk into the door. So you want to make sure that they're on tightly, so that obviously when you're driving along it doesn't blow off, which would be pretty catastrophic. But let me go ahead and just tighten these up now, and then we'll see what it looks like. Right, so I've just finished putting the risers on. As you can see, it looks pretty peng. However, I have figured out what the stickers are for. Now there are 3 holes where the clips originally pushed in to the car. So I'm guessing that these are to stop the water coming through. And if you look in that gap there, you can just about see the hole there. There's another hole there and another hole over there. So I am gonna go ahead and put them on. It sort of wobbles when I put the boot down. I don't know if it's supposed to do that or not. Seems pretty well fixed though. All the bolts are done up as tight as I possibly can do them, so we're just going to go with that. What I'm going to do now is just clean up that area along the top there where these go, because it is a little bit dirty, as you can imagine. And then we're going to go ahead and stick those on. Right boys, so we've finally got there in the end. We've got all the bolts on now. In the end, the stickers that were provided were a touch too small, so what I did, I don't know if you might be able to see in there, I'll zoom in a bit, that really helps, probably not, but what I used was gaffer tape. I just cut it to the size of the holes, because like I said, the little circle stickers that they gave me with the pack were a bit too small. So gaffer tape's pretty sort of long life, and it's probably actually better than the stickers they gave, if I can find them. I don't know where they are. Anyway, that is going to be it for today's video. The one tip that I have from this is make sure you do the stickers before you go and tighten it up, because in the end what I actually had to do was unloosen all 5 bolts, put the stickers on, and then tighten it back up and re-fix it. So make sure you put your stickers on first, and that will save you having to redo it like me. But if you did go ahead and enjoy the video, make sure to drop it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.